Is George the Fragrance Apprentice full of shit? Well, he's a fragrance reviewer, so yeah, mostly. But more specifically, did he lie to me about Prada Luna Rosa Carbon? Stay tuned to find out. Saying stay tuned to find out sounds so wanky. Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is Fragrance Apprentice. Thanks for tuning in. So not that long ago, George the Fragrance Apprentice did a video all about Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, and I will link that video down below because it's a very thorough kind of review and comparison with Dior Sauvage. But the whole principle of the video was that George actually really likes Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, despite the fact that it often gets referred to as a clone of Dior Sauvage, which he hates. And he used it like, he compared it to golf, but the analogy basically was sometimes the difference between hitting the target and missing can be a matter of millimeters. So that video got me thinking, have I overlooked Prada Luna Rosa Carbon for no real reason, and have I just written it off as a Dior Sauvage clone when I shouldn't have? So I've gone and bought a sample. So most of you know, if you follow the channel, that I'm not a Dior Sauvage fan. I find the original a bit too kind of cloying and scratchy and harsh. It's just, the ambroxan just kind of gets in my throat. It's a bit sort of choky to me. The EDP is just kind of like, to me, a sort of spicier kind of version. And then, but I did end up buying the Perfume version eventually. And the main reason was I did I met up with Tony from the channel for Addicted, and we filmed some collaboration videos. And he was wearing this, where he actually had it on his coat, on his jacket that he was wearing from the night before, and it smelled really good. It smelled really good on him. It's possibly because of the fact that he is very dreamy. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, so I did end up buying this, and you know what, I enjoy it. I find this is smoother. They've removed the ambroxan, but it's still very much got the Sauvage DNA. But it's kind of a softer version. It's a bit smoother, a bit more sophisticated, but it's kind of got this sort of fun, slightly, with the added mandarin, it's kind of got this slightly fruity sweetness to it that I really quite like. It's very shower gelish. Even my wife describes this as like shower gel or shampoo, etc. But it works, and I've got compliments on it from my colleagues at work. So yeah, don't mind this one. This is definitely the best in the Dior Sauvage line. But Prada Luna Rosa Carbon I've always just written off because it gets compared to Sauvage, and I just don't like Sauvage. But after George's video, I've gone and bought a sample. So I've been wearing this and actually really enjoying it, so to cut a long story short. But what I've also been doing is wearing Sauvage on kind of the opposite arm. So I've been wearing like the EDT, the EDP and the Parfum, just to compare it to kind of how this one smells, to kind of break it down. Now, what I will say straight from the bat is this is not a direct clone of any of them. It's very similar, but to me it smells like a flanker. Now, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions on this. I'm not going to break it down to the nth degree. I will link George's video down below. He did a really good review of this fragrance. He broke it down, he compared it, etc. And it's a really good job, so I will link that down below. But to me, basically, this smells like a flanker in the Dior Sauvage line, but with added lavender. That's the main thing to me. So, and the other thing that I should mention as well, that another thing that sort of really turned me off Prada Luna Rosa Carbon is whenever I look it up, people keep saying about this metallic note, the metallic note, oh, it's quite metallic. And in general, I don't like metallic notes. Why do I want to smell of metal? That seemed weird to me. But don't let that put you off. So basically, what I will say with this is it's a really nice fragrance. If you are not a fan, this is the takeaway message from this hopefully fairly short video. If you're not a fan of Dior Sauvage, do not write this off, which is what I did, and I regret it. I wish I smelt it and got a sample sooner, because it's really nice. It's, as I say, it's like a Dior Sauvage flanker, but the ambroxan is a lot more balanced, and the lavender is a lot more amped, but in a nice way. So the lavender's kind of elevated. There is like a metallic kind of note to it. I do get it, but don't let that put you off, because it's quite kind of subtle, and I only really get it when I smell it quite close on skin. I don't kind of get it so much in the sillage. But basically, it's a Dior Sauvage flanker. They've kind of toned down the ambroxan and made it a lot kind of smoother and less kind of harsh. And the lavender has been amped. So actually, the lavender to me is the most prominent note ahead of the ambroxan. but it does blend quite nicely with the ambroxan to give this very nice, smooth, quite soft, sophisticated, clean. It's very kind of clean, and it's definitely soapier than any of the other Dior Sauvages, without a doubt. But it's a really nice version, and I really regret not trying it sooner. What this does is, as I say, it tones down the ambroxan and it blends it nicely with the amped up lavender to give a really sort of nice, sophisticated scent that's very versatile. And it actually, I think I prefer it. I've been sort of spraying it on, I've got the Parfum up here, and I've been trying to decide, and I think I actually prefer Prada Luna Rosa Carbon to the Parfum version of Dior Sauvage. I know what you're now thinking, it's like, but yeah, isn't the performance shit? Well, no, not really. I've had this, I would say the performance is kind of average. Where it lacks, if you compare it to Dior Sauvage, it really lacks in the projection. So obviously everybody knows the EDT and the EDP are absolute beast kind of projectors, and almost offensively so. The Parfum, a lot of people moan about the performance, but for me personally, it actually performs really, really quite well. It lasts a long time, especially on kind of clothes, and I actually get quite good projection. I just put 4 to 5 sprays on the other day, and a couple of hours later, when we was having lunch, the wife was sitting opposite me at the dinner table, and she was saying, oh, your fragrance is a bit overpowering, to be honest. So I get no performance issues from the Parfum version of Dior Sauvage, but that's just me potentially. So I would say Prada Luna Rosa Carbon doesn't perform as well, but it seems quite adequate. So I'm just going to check the time, because this has now been on my arm for about 7 hours, and I can still definitely smell that it's there. As I say, the projection is a little bit lacking, so it projects fairly well for like an hour and a half, and then it starts kind of wearing quite close. You basically kind of get like a sort of quite close bubble, so it's a bit more of a skin scent. But as I say, it's been on my arm 7 hours and I can still smell it quite comfortably. It is obviously a skin scent, but up close, it's still very detectable. I'm not having to sort of hunt for it. It's still there. So performance isn't awful. It's just not as good as the beast performance that you get from Dior Sauvage. So in answer to the question, is George full of shit? Well, yeah, mostly. But when it comes to talking about Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, the guy's talking sense. Do not write it off. Don't do what I did and write it off as just another Dior Sauvage clone or copy, because it's got its own thing going on. The amped up lavender blends really nicely with the toned down kind of smoother ambroxan, and it works really well. And you know what, I actually prefer it to any of the Dior Sauvages, and I actually plan on picking up a bottle. Thanks for watching, I hope you got something out of it. I will also link George's video down below, because it is actually really good. He breaks it down really well, it's very thorough, so it's pointless me kind of repeating what he says there, looking at all the different notes. Go and watch his video, because it is a very thorough, good comparison. And the takeaway message is, do not write off Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already done so, do please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Other than that, I will see you for the next video. Take care. Much love.